Okay, today we're talking about box and whisker plots. And we're going to do that by, first of all, writing the definition. Box and whisker plot is another way of displaying data using a 5-number summary. So this is a picture of a box and whisker plot. You have a basic number line using correct intervals, and this is the box, and these are the whiskers. Now let's figure out how to figure out which number goes where. So here is a set of data, and this might be the age of children in a Sunday school class. And we are going to take that data and we are going to identify the 5-number summary. So let's talk about what each of these means. Put these words in your notes and make sure you understand what the definition could be. So the minimum is going to be the lowest number. The median is the middle number, and the maximum is the biggest number. Those 3 blue ones are pretty easy. So the minimum is the lowest. It's identified as 3. The median is the one in the middle. And then the maximum is the biggest number. So here's the maximum. And then if you remember from our other ways of plotting data, we talked about finding the one in the middle. And so the easiest way that I've showed you to do that in class is by eliminating or waiving one piece of data to the other, and we have found our median. And so our low is 3, our median is 7, and our biggest, or our maximum, is 14. And now we have to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile. And those sound like great big vocabulary words, but they're really the median of the lower half and the median of the upper half. And so it's kind of like once you identify what the median is, that median is not part of your data set. And so we're going to find the median of this, doing the same thing. 5. So we're going to call our lower quartile 5, and doing the same thing here, we're going to call our upper quartile 10. And so that's our 5-number summary. Well, what does that mean, and how does that go on a plot? This is the same set of data, and the answers are there for you. We already figured out that 3 was our minimum, and 5 was the lower quartile, 7 was the median, 10 the upper quartile, and 14 the max. And so if 3, 5, 7, 10, and 14 all have to be in one place on one number line, then I had to figure out what I could count by. This has to be even intervals because I'm going to identify those 5-number summaries. And so I counted by ones. So we're going to first mark each of those 5 numbers. We're going to mark the minimum at 3. Now this is different than plotting on a number line because you're actually creating a plot from this. Our median is 7. We have an upper quartile at 5. We have, or the lower quartile at 5, excuse me, the upper quartile at 10, and the maximum at 14. And so now it's time to create box and whiskers. And it really is the 3 numbers in the middle create the inner quartile range. The dot in the middle of the 5 dots is the median. Connect that with a line and attach the other 2 to create your box and your whiskers. So let's find some 5-number summaries for each of these. If you'll notice, I went ahead as I was making this and put them in order from least to greatest. But least to greatest is a very big, important part of box and whisker plots. So they're in order, and now we're going to find the 5-number summary. The minimum, the lower Q, the median, the upper Q, and the maximum. Minimum, 1. Maximum, 11. Median is 5. Lower quartile is the middle of the lower part without the median, and this is the middle of the upper part without the median. So the lower quartile is 1, upper quartile is 9. If I were going to make a box and whisker plot, I would make sure that I numbered it from 1 to 11 so I could identify each number on the line. Let's try this one. Same way. Lowest is 57. Highest, 78. Median, here is that trick. We've got two numbers in the middle. How do we find the median of 61 and 67? If you'll remember, we have to find the average of those two. So we're going to do 61 plus 67, which is 128. And 128 divided by the number that we added, which is 2, gives us 64. So 64 is the median. Now, this is where it gets a little bit different. Because 64 is the median, and the rule is you don't include the median to find your lower and upper quartile, 61 and 67 are actually going to be included in this data set. So this is where I find the lower quartile, and this is where I find the upper quartile, because the median, 64, is in the middle of those two boxes. So when I find the middle of these, 59 is my lowest quartile, and 75 is my upper quartile. Let's do one more together, and then it'll be time to show what you know. Minimum is 11. Maximum is 25. Median, look at that, 2 in the middle, but they're the same. Add 18 plus 18 divided by 2, it's 18. So this is our median of 18, and including 18 in both sets helps us easily identify the lower quartile of 16 and the upper quartile of 20. So let's see how you do with this data. Test scores of boys in first period math. Before we do, so we're going to order them least to greatest, find the 5-number summary, choose your interval, and plot. Please write these steps in your notes, complete it, and then come back to check your work. All right, let's see how you did. Order least to greatest. I did that on the previous ones. I did not do it on this one. So we're going to do it together. 57, 62, 75, 86, 88, 89, 90, 93, 95, oops, and 99. Okay, we got all of them. They're ordered. Now let's find our 5-number summary and see how you did with this. Minimum was 57. Lower quartile, let's come back to that one. I like to do the easy ones first. Maximum, 99. Our median, so there is 88 and 89, and we have to find in the middle of those. So the median is 88 plus 89, and that divided by 2. Well, I know without doing this math that the middle of 88 and 89 is 88.5. So that is our median. If you want to get a calculator and add those two, or add them off to the side and divide it by 2, it will be 88.5. Now my lower quartile, because this is my median, I have to put these back in the lower half and the upper half. And then I have to find the middle of both halves. And so 75 is my lower quartile, and 93, my upper quartile. All right, so I have to start with 57, and I have to get to 99, and I have to count by even intervals. I would say the best interval for us to use is to count by 5s. And so we need to start counting by 5. So we're going to start with 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And now we are going to plot our 5 numbers. 57 is our minimum. So it's closer to 57, but almost in the middle of 55 and 60. Our maximum is 99. It's going to be closer to 100. The lower quartile is 75. It's right here. Remember, those quartiles are part of the boxes. 93 is probably about right here. And our median is 88.5. And so we've created a box and whisker plot.